right, welcome again. Welcome to a new class, class number 43. I'm forgetting the numbers now. We have progressed so much that I'm starting to get confused concerning the number of class. 43 classes. Well, we have finished 42 classes so far, which means we have a lot of classes ahead of us still. For the advanced level, we have 195 classes. It's quite a few. That's quite a few. Son bastantes, ¿no? That is, eso es bastantes. Lo decimos, that's quite a few. A lot of classes, so we have a lot of material to cover, a lot of new things you can learn, a lot of old things that you can relearn and consolidate and activate correctly and productively and with agility. There's a lot of work to do. Okay, but the first thing we need to do today is to take one step back and consolidate. So let's go back to class 42 for a moment and review for a few minutes what we saw. Camera one. All right, forrarse is to make a killing. Te vas a forrar en ese negocio, eh? Uf, chico, you're going to make a killing in that business endeavor. You're going to make a killing in that new business. With that new business idea you have, you'll, contracción de you will, suena igual que tirar, pull, you'll probably make a killing. Hey, and if you make a killing, can you lend me some money to buy a new car? Okay, to make a killing. And if you make a killing, you'll become rich. You'll be rich. Yeah, would you like to be rich? Yes, you won't be wealthy. You'll be rich. If you administrate your money well, maybe your children would be wealthy, but you won't, because the expression wealthy also means rich, but it means an established wealth, traditional wealth. Probably the best word in Spanish for wealthy is adinerado. Adinerado. Rico. Pero rico de generaciones is wealthy. Rich, no. If you win the lottery, if you win first prize in the Christmas lottery, you will be rich. You'll be filthy rich, forrado. Oof. Yeah. But you won't be wealthy. So when you win the Christmas lottery and you celebrate in Bar Paco with your friends, all right, you will say, I'm rich, I'm rich. You will not say, I'm wealthy, I'm wealthy. Your grandchildren, perhaps, but not you. So, to get rich is hacerse rico, to get rich. And if you get really rich, then you get filthy rich. And in order to get filthy rich, you have to make a killing in something. You have to make a lot of money. To earn money is ganar dinero. But to make money is hacer dinero, okay, fine. To earn money. To earn money, we usually understand working, hard work. You can earn millions, but it requires hard work. To make millions could be on one financial transaction or only a few financial transactions to make a killing, all right? Aristotle Onassis made a killing on only a few transactions, but the early part of his life was tough, and he worked very hard, and then boom, 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 a few transactions, a string of transactions. In about 1 year, a year and a half, he made a killing. And he became one of the richest men in the world. He made a killing. Yeah. And after that, he was loaded. Oh, that guy's loaded. Ese está forrado de dinero. That guy is loaded. He's swimming in money. He's rolling in it. Yeah, because he's made a killing in several business transactions. Operación de negocios. En inglés no decimos operación, eso es en el girófono. We say transaction, transacción. We say a transaction or a business deal. Un trato de negocios, un trato. Es un trato. It's a deal. Trato hecho. And a business deal, but probably it's better to say business transaction si uno se forra. If somebody makes a killing, it's in a business transaction. Do you agree? Okay, water is an essential element on this planet. Do you agree or don't you? Oh, Richard, I agree. Water is crucial, critical for the survival of organic matter on this planet. Yes, water is the most essential element. I completely agree with you. I totally agree. I fully, estoy plenamente de acuerdo. I fully agree with you. Se dice más completely in my opinion. Aunque oigo a muchos españoles decir, I fully agree. Interesting. I completely agree with you. Water is probably the most essential element for man and for animals, for the animal kingdom and for the plant kingdom. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Okay, now, global warming. Yes, man, el hombre. Man is to blame. Man is the culprit. For global warming is the fault of man, not the fault of climatic changes. The climatic changes are a product of our mistakes. Do you agree or you don't agree? The jury is out. What? I don't understand. On that question, Richard? Yeah, global warming. Whose fault is it? Is it simply a geological, climatological change that happens independent of what man does? Or is man provoking the change with carbon emissions? All right. What do you think? Do you agree that it's man's fault? Is it my fault and your fault and everybody's fault? Huh? What do you think? Do you agree or you don't agree? Richard, the jury is out on that question. I don't understand what you're saying. The key? The jury? The what? The jury? The jury. Churi. Like churros. Jury. No, the jury. Jury. What's the jury? El jurado. Huh? Yeah, repeat the sentence. The jury is out on that question. El jurado está fuera en esa cuestión. I don't understand the expression. El jurado está todavía en deliberaciones. The final judgment about global warming hasn't been established. Some people agree with you, and other people don't agree with you. Some eminent scientists completely agree with you, Richard, and other eminent scientists don't. So the jury is still out on that question. But it's clear that the world is suffering global warming. Now, whose fault it is and what's the reason for the cause, the jury is still out. I don't necessarily agree. But I'll come back after the break, after the next teacher, and we'll talk more about it.
Thank you, Richard. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah, and we're here again, as always, to practice and repeat our previous class or what you've just learned from Richard. In this case, we're going to do a review of our previous class. So, in case you missed the previous class, now is your chance to make up that class. Okay, but if you watched the previous class, great. This is more practice for you. But first, let's say hello to our student for today. Hi, David.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you today?
I feel great, thank you.
Okay, great. I asked him twice how he's doing. I really care about my students, has visto, right? I asked twice, how are you? How are you again? Okay. All right, let's start with our review. We're going to start with the verb to agree.
Okay.
Okay, now how do we say to agree in Spanish?
Está de acuerdo.
Perfect, great. So translate. Estoy de acuerdo contigo.
I agree with you.
Perfect, repeat.
I agree with you.
Oh, great, thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Okay, you're welcome, anytime.
Okay, so remember, to agree, we never say to be, agree. No, nunca, ¿verdad? Nunca, 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 nunca. All right, I agree with you. Next, no estamos de acuerdo con los cambios.
We don't agree with the changes.
Excellent, muy bien. We don't agree with the changes. We don't agree with the changes. So estar de acuerdo con, that con we have to put with, the preposition with. No olvidéis, with. Don't forget with. But if we don't say con, then quitamos with, okay? If I just say, estoy de acuerdo, I agree, punto. I agree. Estoy de acuerdo, I agree. Do you agree?
I agree too.
Okay, perfect. I agree too.
Okay,
all right.
we both agree.
Perfect, we both agree. All right. All right, ¿estás de acuerdo con él?
Do you agree with him?
Good. Repeat again.
Do you agree with him?
Excellent. Do you agree with him? Do you agree with him? Do you agree with him?
Yes, I agree with him.
Okay, good. Ask me if I agree with him.
Do you agree with him?
No, I don't agree with him. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Then
Well,
we disagree.
Exactly. We disagree or we don't agree. You can say it both ways, de las dos formas. Okay? Él está de acuerdo con vuestra decisión.
He agrees with your decision.
Very good. Repeat again.
He agrees with your decision.
Excellent. Very good. Decision. Decision. Let me hear decision again.
Decision.
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 Okay, decision.
Decision.
Okay, very good. Great, great. So he agrees. Don't forget the third person singular here. He agrees with your decision. ¿Estarás de acuerdo con el nuevo presidente?
Will you agree with the new president?
Good. Will you agree with the new president? La madre de Carlos no estaba de acuerdo con el matrimonio.
Carlos' mother,
I'll repeat Carlos's.
Carlos's mother didn't agree with the marriage.
Very good. Muy bien. Repeat again.
Carlos's mother didn't agree with the marriage.
Excellent. Carlos's mother. Carlos's mother didn't agree with the marriage. Ooh, okay. That sounds like a problem. All right, so let's continue with the review. We're going to look at the expression forrarse.
Okay.
Okay. Translate. ¿Se ha forrado ya? O él, ¿se ha forrado ya?
Has he already made a killing? A killing?
Okay, good. For interrogativo, we have to use yet.
Okay. Has he made a killing yet?
Okay, great. Has he made a killing yet? Or has he made a fortune yet? Okay, so forrarse, we have two different ways of saying this expression. We have to make a killing or to make a fortune. To make a fortune or to make a killing. Se han forrado con su empresa.
They have made a fortune.
Okay, dame pasado simple. O sea, se forraron.
Okay, they made the fortune with the company.
Good, repeat.
They made the fortune with the company.
Okay, very good. They made a fortune. Repeat. They made a fortune.
They made a fortune with the company.
Excellent. They made a fortune or they made a killing with their company. Él está forrado.
He's filthy rich.
Filthy.
Filthy.
Yes. Okay, repeat again.
He's filthy rich.
Good. Filthy rich.
Filthy rich.
Okay. Filthy rich. Asquerosamente rico. That's so funny. You know, doesn't it sound funny? It's very funny in English and in Spanish. Asquerosamente rico. So he's filthy rich or he's
loaded.
Loaded. Yes, loaded. Pronunciación. Fijaos in the pronunciation, okay? Loaded. He's loaded. He's filthy rich. Or he's rolling in it. Like literally rolling, right? Dando vueltas en el dinero. Okay. So he's rolling in it. So is Bill Gates loaded?
Yes, he's loaded.
Okay. Is the Botín family filthy rich?
Yes, they are filthy rich.
Okay, very good. All right, so filthy rich, loaded, or rolling in it. For example, Donald Trump is filthy rich. Okay, Bill Gates is loaded. Okay, so I hope you're loaded. I hope you're filthy rich one day.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay. All right, take care. We'll see you next time. And back to Richard.
Do you remember the song? Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around. Ooh, I get around, yeah, get around. The Beach Boys, 1964. I get around. I get around significa me muevo por ahí, ¿eh? O sea, veo a las chicas de estas, las playas aquellas, los clubes, las, ¿ok? To get around, me muevo por ahí. I don't stay at home and sit and think and read books. No, I get out, I move around, I get around. To get around, ahora bien, to get around, si añades to get around to, cambia todo. But I'll explain on camera number 1. Okay, to get around to doing something. Listen, Marcos, please, Marcos. Are you listening? Are you? Quiet. Pay attention to me, will you? Préstame atención. ¿Quieres? Donde decís quieres en esto, coma, ¿quieres? En inglés decimos will you. Pay attention. Will you? All right. Be quiet for a moment, will you? Now listen to me. You told me that you were going to buy that vocabulary booklet, and you didn't. When are you going to get around to it? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan. I'm sorry, I didn't get around to it. I'm sorry, I didn't get around to buying it. I didn't find the time. I didn't get around to buying it. I didn't get around to it. O sea, you didn't get around to buying it. You started here in point 0, and you needed to go 180 degrees around to purchasing that book, buying that book, and you didn't get around to it. You didn't get around to buying it. No, encontré por H por B, todavía no lo he comprado. En inglés, esto de por H por B no he tenido momento de comprarlo. No he encontrado el momento. En inglés decimos, I didn't get around to it. Or I haven't got, los británicos. Or I haven't gotten, los americanos. I haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, I haven't gotten around to buying it. I need to find time. I simply just don't seem to be able to find the moment to go to the store and buy that silly book. So I haven't gotten around to buying it yet. I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan. Marcos, you're a lost case. Come on. Now, did you call la señorita Evans? Did you call Miss Evans? No, I'm sorry, I didn't get around to it, Mr. Vaughan. I'm really sorry. You didn't get around to calling Miss Evans either? She was expecting your call. I spoke to her last week. I wrote her an email and I said you would be calling her. I told her you were going to call her that same evening. I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan, but really, I don't know why. I just haven't been able to get around to calling Miss Evans. My God, Miss Evans is going to think bad of me. I promised her you were going to call her, and I told you, I said, Marcos, don't forget, it's important. She's expecting your call. This evening, please give her a ring when you get home. Her telephone number is, and you took down her telephone number. You copied down her telephone number, and then you didn't call. No, I didn't get around to calling her. Well, you're not getting around to doing anything. Did you visit Mr. Johnson? Did you speak to Mr. Johnson and visit him about renewing his policy? Hay que renovar su póliza de seguros. Did you go? I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan, but I don't know. I haven't gotten around to it yet. I haven't gotten around to calling him or setting up a meeting or an interview with him. Marcos, listen. I think we have a problem here. Listen. If you never get around to doing anything, okay, then you have a problem that we call in English procrastination. Strange word in Spanish, but it existe, tiene raíz latina. Procrastinar, of course. You go to the dictionary in Spanish, and I think the Real Academia doesn't say procrastinar. But it comes from a Latin origin. It means ir aplazando las cosas por pereza más que por nada. Por H o por B, no logras. You know, some people suffer chronic procrastination. Oh, I need to call Miss Evans. She wants me to. Oh my God, Miss Evans is a pain in the neck. Well, we finish work in 20 minutes. I'll call her tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow morning. Now tomorrow morning says, oh, I need to call Miss Evans. Well, first, I think I'll take a coffee break. Yeah, I'll call her after the coffee break. You go take a coffee break, come back, and you start talking with one of the people in the office. Said, well, I really need to talk to Miss Evans. I'll call her after lunch. And 5 days pass. So you haven't gotten around to calling. Around the mulberry bush, the monkey chased the weasel. Around. Round, round, get around, I get around. To get around to doing something is llegar por fin, por mucho aplazamiento, ya llegas a hacerlo de una vez por todas. Oh, ya era hora. You finally got around to doing it. Oh, you've been planning to get married, you and Jennifer. Hello, Mark. You and Jennifer have been planning to get married for 10 years. And you finally got around to getting married. Congratulations. Oh, I'm so happy for you, Marcos. At least concerning marriage, after 11 years trying to find the church, the date, to get married, finally you got around to getting married. Yeah, finally got around to it. Mi padre, my father, worked all his professional life, all his career in life insurance. My father was, first he started working after he finished his degree in business administration from the University of Texas. He worked for 1 year as a life insurance agent, but immediately he went into management in the company, very big company. New York Life Insurance Company, probably the biggest mutual life insurance company in the United States. It's a monster. And so for 33 years, he managed agents, agentes de seguros de vida. It's a difficult job. And the agents constantly said, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan, I didn't get around to calling, because my father estaba detrás de ellos. ¿Has llamado a la señora Johnson? Have you called Mrs. Johnson? I'm sorry, Mr. Vaughan, but I didn't get around to it. Y por fin fue una imprenta y imprimió pequeños medallitas redondas que decían to it. Redondos. Y mi padre decía, now you've got around to it. Y era un juego de palabras para decir around to it. To get around to it. To get around to do something is llegar ya por fin a hacerlo de una vez por todas. To get around to doing something. And you need to get around to studying, and you need to get around to solving the problem of the English language. All right. I'll see you in a few minutes after the station break from our sponsors. Okay, we have 1 minute. I need to get around to doing a few things after. I need to wash this shirt and all the other shirts that I wear on these programs. But I haven't found the moment to get around to doing it. I need to get around to washing these shirts. Also, my watch is giving me some problems. I need to take it to the shop to have it repaired. But I haven't gotten around to doing it yet, because I don't have a minute in the day to do anything. And I'm tired of these pencils and things, so I was planning to ask Maria to bring me other types of things for this, because I think you're getting tired of looking at this. But I haven't, yesterday I didn't get around to telling her, and today I haven't gotten around to telling her either. Yo soy un caso. I'm a lost case. I don't get around to doing anything except saying, I'll see you in a few minutes after the next teacher.
Thank you, Richard. Hello, everyone, or good day, as we say in Australia. I'm your teacher, Natasha, as you might know, and today I'm here with Diana, okay, a student that you probably already know as well, okay? How are you, Diana?
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How was your day today?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. She tries to use all the expressions that she learns. This is a very good sign. Okay, you're very famous on this show for giving very good tips. So don't let your fans down and give them another tip. What is to let someone down? Decepcionarles, okay? So don't let them down.
Yes, I'm going to say to try to use all the expressions you learn, as you have said. For example, you learn here, try to use them
whenever
as much
you
as
can.
possible. Yeah.
Exactly. Whenever you can, you put it in there, okay? To practice everything that you've learned. Very good tip, okay? Okay. All right. Today we're going to learn and practice something that Richard already explained, okay? But that's a bit tricky, okay? It's get around to doing something, okay? Llegar o encontrar un hueco para hacer algo, okay? Llegar a hacer algo, pero siempre algo que estás intentando aplazar, that you're trying to put off, okay? Now, before we practice this, remember that I'm going to say a sentence in Spanish and you and Diana have to say it in English, okay? but it's very important that you say this out loud. Okay? There's no point, no tiene sentido, there's no point of you saying it in your head and not out loud. Okay? You have to practice everything that we learn here out loud. Okay? Let's start. Okay? All right. Before I start, I'm also going to clarify something else. Because there isn't an exact translation in Spanish, the translation that I've given it in the translation list is llegar a hacer algo, okay? But remember that it has a different meaning, okay? Because it's something that you don't want to do and that you're putting off, que estás intentando aplazar, and that you'll do it if you find a little space in time or a little slot, okay? Como encontrar un hueco, algo que no quieres hacer. Pero aquí lo vamos a traducir con llegar a hacer algo, okay? It's not exactly the same, but it'll work, okay? All right, let's start. Are you ready for the first one?
Yes.
¿Cuándo llegarás a hacerlo?
When will you get around to doing it?
Very good. One more time.
When will you get around to doing it?
Very good. When will you get around to doing it? Okay, so imagine you don't want to do it. You don't want to do it and someone says to you, come on, when will you get around to doing it? Do it, okay? All right, the next one is for you at home, okay? Nunca llegará a hacerlo. Nunca llegará a hacerlo. Very good. He'll never get around to doing it, okay? He'll never get around to doing it because he doesn't like it, because he doesn't have time. For whatever reason, he'll never get around to doing it, okay? Very good. Okay, the next one is for Diana. You ready? Mm-hmm. Okay. ¿Crees que él llegará a aprender ruso?
Do you think he will get around to learning Russian?
Very good. Russian. Very good.
Russian.
Now say it again and contract.
Do you think he'll get around to learning Russian?
Very good. One more time and more confident.
Do you think he'll get around to learning Russian?
Very good. So imagine he has to learn Russian for work or something like that, okay? And he doesn't want to, he doesn't like it, okay? And someone says, do you think he'll get around to learning Russian? Okay, do you think he'll actually se pondrá las pilas? Do you think he'll get around to doing it? Okay, the next one is for you at home, okay? Llegué a hacerlo después de las vacaciones. Llegué a hacerlo después de las vacaciones. Okay, very good. I got around to doing it after my holidays. I got around to doing it after my holidays because I'd already rested and I thought, okay, this is the time to get around to doing something, okay? All right, the next one is for Diana, okay? No creo que jamás llegues a llamarle.
I don't think you'll ever.
Okay, because the verb is in the negative,
yes.
Okay? I don't think you'll ever, okay? Again.
I don't think you'll ever get around to calling him.
Very good. One more time.
I don't think you'll ever get around to calling him.
Very good, okay? Because again, imagine, okay, you think, okay, she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to call him. I don't think you'll ever get around to calling him, okay? Nunca creo que te pongas las pilas o que encuentres un hueco y que le llames, okay? I don't think you'll ever get around to calling him, okay? The next one is for you at home, okay? Él no llegó a mandarle ese email. Él no llegó a mandarle ese email. Very good. He never got around to sending him that email. He never got around to sending him that email because it was a very, very busy day at work. There were so many emails and so many things to do that he never got around to sending that email. Okay? All right, the next one. Are you ready, Diana? Algunas semanas ella no llega a cortar el césped.
Some weeks she
doesn't
get around to cutting.
Instead of cutting, we don't cut. What do? We mow the lawn. Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
The lawn is el césped, okay? We mow the lawn. Y corta césped, how do you think it is? Lawn mower.
Lawn mower.
Lawn mower, okay? Entonces, cortar el césped is to mow the lawn, okay? So let's go back to Diana.
What was
okay. Okay, algunas semanas ella no llega a cortar el césped.
Some weeks she doesn't get around to mowing the lawn.
The lawn.
Lawn.
Mowing the lawn. It sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? Mowing the lawn. So some weeks she doesn't get around to mowing the lawn. Okay, so she's so busy, she has exams, she has work, she has everything. Some weeks she doesn't get around to mowing the lawn. Let's get Diana to repeat one more time.
Some weeks she doesn't get around to mowing the lawn.
Very good, very good. She introduces the new vocabulary straight away. Okay, the next one is for you at home, okay? ¿Ha llegado a leer el Quijote? ¿Ha llegado a leer el Quijote? Very good. Have you got around to reading El Quijote? Have you got around to reading El Quijote? One more time. Very good. Have you got round or around to reading El Quijote? Something I want to clarify is that sometimes as native speakers, we tend to say instead of around, we tend to drop the A. And sometimes we say, did you get round to calling him? Okay, even though it's around, informally sometimes we say round instead of around. Okay, so you'll hear both ways. Okay, all right, the next one is for Diana. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ellos nunca llegaron a hacerlo.
They never got around to doing it.
Very good. One more time.
They never got around to doing it.
Very good. They never got around to doing it. They never got around to doing it. Okay, the next one is for Diana as well. Okay, nunca llegaré a ordenar el armario.
I will never get around to tidying the wardrobe.
The wardrobe or the closet.
The closet.
Yeah, wardrobe is usually for clothes.
Okay.
Okay, either way. Okay, say closet or wardrobe, either one.
Okay.
Say it again and contract.
I'll never
Get around
to tidying the closet.
One more time.
I'll never get around to tidying the closet.
Very good. At home, repeat. Very good. I'll never get around to tidying the closet. Remember that maybe a native speaker might say, I'll never get round to tidying the closet. Okay, both ways. Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Diana. And thank you at home. You did a great job. And I'll see you next time. Remember to keep on studying, okay? Bye.
All right. I'm going to tell you some things I want you to try to remember about my life. Okay, I'm old enough now to have a lot of little stories to tell and events to enumerate. So I'll tell you on camera one, and I want you to listen carefully because I'm going to ask you questions about these things. All right? 1, 2, 3. All right. Yeah, in 2002, I went to Egypt. I spent 7 days in Egypt in 2002. Yeah, I went to Egypt in 2002. And I went with my wife. In 2002, I went to Egypt. I'm going to write it down too because I could forget. I get confused. In 2003, I went to Scotland. Yeah. Really, I flew to Manchester. No, miento. No, I didn't fly to Manchester. I flew to Liverpool on EasyJet. I flew from Madrid to Liverpool with my wife and with another couple. We rented a car in Liverpool. We drove to York, and then from York we drove straight north to Durham, just south of Newcastle, Durham, and then we drove north to Scotland and spent a week in Scotland in the middle of the winter. Yes, around the 6th and the 8th of December, near the shortest day of the year. And in Scotland, my God, the sun came up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it went down at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We had 5 or 6 hours of light, of daylight, but it was good. It was a good trip. That was in 2003. In 2003, we went to Scotland. I'm speaking to you about the winter trips. My wife and I usually take 1 week in the winter and disappear. And we often go to places where people don't go in the winter because there are fewer tourists. There aren't as many tourists in Scotland in the winter as in the summer. In fact, there are no tourists practically, and that's the best time to experience Scotland, even though it's in the dark, even though, despite the fact, even though it's in the dark most of the day and night, it's still a nice experience to go somewhere and the tourists are not there. So you see life as it normally is. So in 2003, my wife and I and another couple went to Scotland in 2003. In 2004, we went to Sicily. Yes, also in the winter. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. I'm going to write it down so that I don't forget. Lo voy a apuntar para que yo no lo olvide. I'm going to write it down so that I don't forget. And that también se puede quitar. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. So in 2004, I went to Sicily. I went to Sicily in the winter. In 2005, I went to Marrakesh. Not bad, eh? In Morocco, Marrakesh. I went to Marrakesh, and I'm writing it down, eh? ¿No ves? ¿No ves? Well, you can't see it. You can see my pen moving, but you can't see the paper. Yeah, I went to Marrakesh in 2005 with my wife. Yeah, in the winter. In February, I think. Yeah. So that was in 2005. In 2006, let's see if I can remember. Ah, yes, we went to Tuscany. Tuscany, La Toscana. We went to Tuscany in Italy. Not bad. It was freezing cold. My God, I have never been colder in my life. In fact, in the year, let's see, 1973. No, yes and no. In December 73, no, in December 1972 and January 1973, I traveled through Italy and Greece, Israel, Turkey, etc. And I remember in Tuscany, in January, the first week of January 1973, I was in Tuscany, Florence, Siena, okay, and I remember I was freezing cold. Yeah. And then in 2006, I went with my wife in the winter, and it was freezing cold. I couldn't believe it. I went to San Gimignano, I went to Volterra, and it was so cold I couldn't walk. It was windy and probably 5 or 10 degrees below zero. But that was in 2006. My wife and I went to Tuscany for 1 week. Not bad. We stayed in Florence and Siena, in in Pisa. 1 day and 1 night in Pisa to see the Leaning Tower. Lean is inclinarse, Torre Inclinada de Pisa. To see, and so that was in 2006. Now in 2007, we went to Andalusia. Yeah, in the middle of the winter. A good trip. We drove from Madrid to Zafra the first day in Extremadura, then from Zafra down to Huelva, the area of Huelva, then down to the area of Ronda in Cadiz, very nice. And then we went to Marbella and Malaga, that area. Then we went to Granada. We went to Antequera and to Granada. And then we drove through near La Veleta and into the Alpujarras and down to Almeria. And then we went up to, from there, up through Baza, I think, to the area of Baeza and Úbeda, and then back to Madrid. It was a very nice trip. No menosprecies España, ofrece mucho. Don't underestimate Spain. It's a beautiful place. Andalusia is just as nice, or perhaps even more interesting, than Tuscany. Okay, yeah. And we didn't go to Seville or Cordoba because we already are familiar with that. But we went to other places. That was in 2007. Now, 2008, which is really last Christmas time, 2008, we went to Texas. A winter visit to my country, and that was nice too. So, question, where did we go, my wife and I, where did we go in 2002? 2002? In 2002, you went to Egypt. Good. 5 points, como dice Alberto. We went to Egypt. Where did we go in 2005? In 2005, Richard, did you go to, no, I remember, Marrakesh. You went to Marrakesh. Very good. Where did we go? Where did we go in 2003? Let's see. You went to Egypt in 2002. I think in 2003, you went to Sicily. Did you go to Sicily? No, we didn't. Where did you go in 2003? We went someplace where the days were very short. Scotland. That's right. We went to Scotland in 2003. Did you go alone? No, we didn't. Don't you remember? Don't you remember? We went with another couple. That's right. Yeah, and you went to York and to Durham. That's right. Okay, and where did we go last year? Oh, that's easy. Last year you went to Texas. And the year before? I don't remember. Tuscany. That's right. Okay, not bad, not bad. Justo a tiempo, just in time. All right, I'll pass the baton to another teacher and be back in a few minutes.
Hello, hello, and welcome. My name is Fitz. Thank you, Richard. And we are here today once again with the Queen of Students, Beatriz. How are you today?
Very well, thank you.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, are you ready? And are you ready for some vocabulary? Okay, 5 words as always. Okay, the first one, burial. How do we say burial, Beatriz?
Entierro.
Okay, and at home, be careful. It's not burial, burial. Cabbage, cabbage.
Repollo.
Okay, or
Ocol.
call. Okay, cabbage. CEO. How do you say it in Spanish?
Director General.
Okay, and what does CEO mean?
It
in English?
means
Chief?
Chief Executive Officer.
Very good, very good. Chief Executive Officer. Okay, checking account.
Cuenta corriente.
And can you say another way in English?
Current account.
Very good, very good. Cattle, cattle.
Ganado.
Okay, or ganado vacuno.
That's it.
Okay, cattle. Okay, very good. Now, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Are you ready for some hard work and questions?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to practice years.
Okay.
So, Beatriz, I went to Africa in 2004. What year did I go there?
You went to Africa in 2004.
In 2004. You went to Africa in 2004. 2004. Okay? My dog was born in the year 2000.
It was born
And
in...
My question is, what year was my dog born?
Ah, that's it. Your dog was born in the year 2000.
No, be careful. Your dog was born in the year 2000. And in the year 2000. One more time.
Your dog was born in the year 2000.
2000, very good. How do you say rain in Spanish?
Lluvia.
Okay, so you. At home. Your dog was born in the year 2000. Very good. Do you like soccer, football?
Not much.
Not much. Okay. The Soccer World Cup will take place in South Africa in 2010. When will it take place?
It will take place in 2010.
Okay, and how can you say it will take place in 2010 in Spanish?
Pues se va a celebrar en el 2010.
Okay, so it will take place in 2010. 2010. The Olympics took place in China in 2008. When did they take place?
They took place in 2008.
Very good. And one more time?
The whole sentence?
Yes.
The Olympics took place in 2008.
Very good. The Olympics took place in 2008. 2008. I started working with Vaughan systems or Vaughan systems in 2004. When did I start working with them?
You started working in 2004.
And one more time?
You started working in 2004.
Very good. You started working in 2004. 2004. I met my girlfriend in 2006. When did I meet her?
You met her in 2006.
Okay, you, and be careful, you met her in 2006. 2006. The terrorist attack on New York took place in 2001. When did it take place?
It took place in 2001.
Very good, very good. It took place in 2001. Now, at home, it's time for you to practice. It took place in 2001. 2001. Try it. Very good. A little bit louder. Okay, very good. It took place in 2001. The current recession began in 2008. When did it begin?
It began in 2008.
Very good. Okay, and here an irregular verb, begin. The current recession began in 2008. When did it begin? It began in 2008. I first drank casera in 2003. When did I first drink it?
You drank casera for the first time in 2003.
Okay, do you like casera?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You first drank it in 2003. I first drank it in 2003. Careful of the TH. I first drank it in 2003. I fell in love with Spain in 2003. When did I fall in love with Spain?
You fell in love with Spain in 2003.
Very good. And can you repeat one more time?
You fell in love with Spain in 2003.
Okay, so I fell in love with Spain in 2003. 2003. The same year I first drank casera. Okay. I started working on TV in 2009. When did I start working on TV?
You started working on TV in 2009.
Very good. Okay. Italy won the Soccer World Cup in 2006. When did they win it?
They won the cup in 2006.
Very good. The Icelandic economy, the economy of Iceland, the Icelandic economy collapsed in 2008. When did it collapse?
It collapsed in 2008.
It collapsed in 2008. Very good. Okay. Are you ready for a review of those questions?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So, again, I went to Africa in 2004. When did I go there?
You went in 2004.
Very good. I went in 2004. My dog was born in the year 2000. When was he born?
It was born in the year 2000.
Very good. Okay. He was born in the year 2000. And be careful of the pronunciation of dog. He was born in the year 2000. Okay. The Soccer World Cup will take place in South Africa in 2010. When will it take place?
It will take place in 2010.
Very good. Okay. I started working with Vaughan systems in 2004. When did I start working there?
You started working in Vaughan Systems in 2004.
Very good. Pronounced beautifully. You started working there in 2004. You started working there in 2004. Do you want one more question?
One more, the last.
Okay. I met my girlfriend in 2006. When did I meet her?
You met your girlfriend in 2006.
Okay. Keep practicing 2006. Thank you very much and goodbye.
Okay, we're moving along. Moving right along. We're making progress every day, and I'm impressed. I don't get impressed easily, but I'm impressed because we're moving slowly, but as you say, sin prisas pero sin pausa. Okay? And y la tortuga le ganó a la liebre o al, yes, I remember. The tortoise beat the hare in the race. But we're not going at a tortoise pace. We're going at a relatively good pace. We're progressing day by day. Day in and day out, we're making progress. Day after day, we're making progress. And I'm impressed. I'm enjoying it. And when I enjoy something, I learn too. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Okay? See you tomorrow.